I used to think smart people were just born that way. You know the type. People who just get things instantly, who always have the perfect answer, who seem to know everything. Meanwhile, I struggled to remember things, blanked out during conversations, and felt like my brain just wasn't wired to be smart. But then I'd learned a huge secret about intelligence. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build. And in this video, I'll show you 12 simple ways to become smarter, faster, sharper, and better at thinking without reading 100 books or studying 24/7. Let's go. Here's the first truth about intelligence. Smart people aren't smarter. They just think better. They ask better questions, challenge their own ideas, and absorb new information faster. How? By never assuming they already know everything. The moment you think, "I already know this," your brain shuts off. The moment you think, "What can I learn from this?" your brain activates. Being smart isn't about knowledge. It's about how you approach learning. There's one habit almost every genius in history had: the 5-hour rule. It's simple. Spend 5 hours a week learning something new. Read, listen to podcasts, watch educational videos, or practice a new skill. Just 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. Einstein, Musk, and Gates all followed this habit, because the more you expose yourself to new ideas, the smarter you get. Most people waste 5 hours a week scrolling. You can use those 5 hours to get ahead. The fastest way to know if you really understand something? Try explaining it to a 5-year-old. This is called the Feynman technique. Step 1. Learn something new. Step 2. Try explaining it in the simplest words possible. If you can't, you don't fully understand it yet, so go back and break it down again. The smartest people aren't the ones who sound complicated. They're the ones who make complex things sound simple. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it gets. One of the best ways to do this? Solve one new problem every day. This could be a riddle, a math puzzle, a new way of thinking about something, or even a simple, "What would I do if?" scenario. The more you push your brain to think differently, the faster it adapts. Smart people train their minds the way athletes train their bodies, through practice. Writing makes you smarter, period. When you write something down, you force your brain to process it deeply. Want to understand something better? Summarize it in your own words. Want to remember key ideas? Write them by hand. Every successful person keeps some form of notes, because the act of writing cements knowledge into your brain. The 80-20 rule states that 20% of what you learn creates 80% of your results. For example, 20% of words make up 80% of a language. 20% of knowledge in any field gives you 80% of practical use. So, if you want to learn anything faster, focus on the 20% that matters most. Smart people don't try to know everything. They know what's most important. People assume being smart means reading a lot. That's half true. The trick isn't reading more, it's reading better. Here's how. Before reading a book, ask yourself one question. What do I want to learn from this? This turns reading into active learning instead of passive consumption. And if a book isn't useful, stop reading it. Smart people don't waste time on useless information. There's a saying, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Your intelligence is shaped by the people around you. Want to get smarter? Hang out with people who challenge you, who push you to think differently, and who expose you to new ideas. Conversations with the right people can teach you more than a book ever could. Smart people don't just accept information, they question it. Whenever you learn something, ask yourself, why? 3 times. Why does this work? Why is this true? Why do people believe this? The deeper you question, the more you understand, and the less likely you are to be fooled. This might sound weird, but sleep makes you smarter. Your brain processes and organizes information while you sleep. That's why pulling all-nighters actually makes you dumber, because your brain doesn't have time to sort what you've learned. Smart people protect their sleep like their most valuable asset, because that's when their brain upgrades itself. If you can teach something, you understand it at a deeper level. Next time you learn something new, try teaching it to someone else. It forces your brain to organize knowledge and find gaps in your understanding. If you want to accelerate learning, don't just consume, share what you learn. Most people think intelligence is something you're born with. But in reality, it's a skill you develop. If you read, think, write, and question things consistently, your brain will get stronger, just like a muscle. Being smart isn't about what you know, it's about how you think. And at the end of the day, becoming smart is simple, actually.